Hello everyone, this is Karthik Lakshmanan, counseling psychologist. In this video, we are going to see how professional helping is different from personal helping. A lot of people use these terms advice, suggestion, counseling, psychotherapy, guidance and all interchangeably. But according to me, I would say that's not okay. So I would say this advice and suggestion, they'll come under personal helping, and guidance, counseling, psychotherapy and all will come under professional helping. So we will see the differences in detail here. Okay, so the first thing is advice and suggestion. I think all of us know that there is no professional qualification required for advice and suggestion. Anybody can give. The difference between advice and suggestion are advice will be given by someone who is an authority, and the person who follows would be subordinate or someone, and there is a need to follow whatever was given by the person who has given the advice. If you don't follow it, there would be some consequences. If you take suggestion, it is not like that. It is up to you to follow it or not. A lot of the time people will say that I'm just suggesting to you, it's up to you to follow it or not, but they'll think inside their head, if you don't follow, I will show who I am. If you don't follow and if you come back to me, you will see the consequences. If they think like that, then that is not suggestion, that would be advice. Usually in advice, they won't give any option, or maximum there will be two options, whether this engineering or medicine. Whereas in suggestion there can be more than two options, and it's up to you to follow it or not. Okay. And as I told before, it doesn't require any professional qualification. Anybody can say anything, whatever they want to say. Mostly it will be based on their personal experience. So it will be highly judgmental and very subjective. That's when we say that whenever people provide advice or suggestion, they will be part of this drama triangle. So in the material I have given it a little bit later. When you scroll down, you will be able to understand. Whenever people provide advice and suggestion, I would say they will come under this drama triangle. So drama triangle, it's a concept from transaction analysis which I use to help people understand how advice and suggestion can put you into this drama triangle. So if you look at this drama triangle, there are three positions here: victim, rescuer and persecutor. Victim is the person who is undergoing some problem, and rescuer is the person who is going to help, and persecutor is the person who was responsible for the victim's problem. Okay, for example, if it is a marital counseling, the person who is coming to us, whether it is wife or husband, that person will be saying, I am the victim. Okay, and the other person in the relationship, that person will be called as persecutor according to this victim, and they may expect us to be the rescuer. Okay, so if we are the rescuer and if we give some advice or suggestion, do this or do that based on our personal experience, then what we say is you may become a victim at some point in time. That's what these arrow marks tell you. Okay, I'll give you some example. Okay, so if someone comes and asks what is the best course to study, okay, so that person is undergoing some problem, he does not know what to do, and I'm the rescuer, I'm going and telling based on my personal experience, study psychology. Okay, then he might study psychology, and if it works well, fine. If it doesn't work well, he may blame me. Okay, so he may blame me saying that you have ruined my life. Okay, then I may become a victim. Okay, if it works well, yeah, it may work well, and if that person studies well and then earns 30,000 rupees per month after completing psychology course, he may come back to me asking for some other help. This time he might ask, Karthik, you have helped me in my professional life, why don't you help me in my personal life? What is that? Find me a girl to get married. Okay, so if I say that no, I can't do all that, then I will become a victim. Okay, because he will become persecuted to me. He will go and tell other people that don't ever go to Karthik. Karthik, if he is in a good mood, he will help, otherwise he won't help. Okay, see, this is fine when it is done in the personal level. Okay, if you are telling your friend or a family member, and they will know that your intention is good, and if it doesn't work well, they won't blame you. But when it is professional helping and you are sitting in the chair of a counselor, that time if someone comes and asks, and then if you go by your personal experience, they may write a Google review. Okay, so that's when we say that it leads to drama triangle. Only drama will happen, nothing productive will happen. Okay, so whenever we give advice or suggestion, this is only happening. And nowadays people don't just use their personal experience to give advice or suggestion. They also use pop psychology concepts. I'm sure you would have heard about a lot of psychology concepts online in Instagram, YouTube and all, like this law of attraction, positive thinking, yeah, so motivational self-help books, all these things we call it as pop psychology. Popular psychology, the shorter form is pop psychology. So this pop is seen as something good in the music industry, but in psychology, nutrition and medicine, we don't see this pop to be nice one. Okay, so for example, if you take this pop music, someone who did not study music properly, traditionally, and then they come up with some song, then that is called as pop music. It is seen as something good. But when it comes to pop psychology, it is not like that. They take a lot of concepts from their personal experience or with some limited data, and then they generalize, saying that this is going to work well. Okay, so as I told, positive thinking, and a lot of people say that if you think positive, you can even cure cancer. Okay, so close all the oncology hospitals and ask them to think positive. Okay, so there are a lot of such concepts coming up, and if you open internet, it tells you so many things. Okay, so during Corona time, I heard someone talking in YouTube. If you keep on talking about Corona, it will come and affect you based on this law of attraction. Okay, never talk about Corona. Corona has got ears, and this guy keeps on talking about me, so let me go and affect him. So it doesn't make any sense, right? So that's what a lot of concepts on internet comes up. So there are a lot of pop psychology concepts. I'm not sure if you have already heard any professional psychology concepts really over internet, because pop psychology is full of oversimplified ideas. Okay, so that's when I would say the difference between pop psychology and professional psychology, and going back and forth so that you get the clarity. So if you look at this pop psychology, they are very famous, and they are well known, because you would have come to know about that through a book or a TV show or a blog post. Okay, whereas professional psychology concepts like cognitive behavior therapy or gestalt therapy and all, they are not that much famous. Okay, but they are taught in universities and colleges only. They won't come into the social media things that much. Okay, so if you look at the references for pop psychology, there will be only one book or two books. Like if you take this law of attraction, the only book is The Secret. I think now there are other books written as part 2, part 3 and all. Whereas this professional psychology, there will be lot of textbooks. Okay, so they would have done lot of researches, and for that there will be lot of textbooks. So the easiest way to find out whether this concept is pop psychology or professional psychology is to find out whether it is taught in universities or colleges. In universities or colleges, they are not going to simply teach something. They will see whether it is scientifically proven through researches. Okay, and if you look at this pop psychology concepts, they are oversimplified, out of date, unproven, and are proven in few researches. So if you take these health drinks like Complan or a Horlicks, they'll say if you are going to drink these health drinks, you will become stronger, sharper and all. But I drank Complan, I did not become tall and all. So if you look at that, they'll say there is a research done and it is proven. So it will be a very unscientific research. So they'll probably take people who are genetically tall or who can become tall based on their genetic potential, and then they'll give Complan for some time, and then they might end up telling that this person has become tall because of Complan or something. Okay, that's how many researches are done. Okay, so in one or two researches you can prove anything. Okay, so we know how to manipulate the data and remove the extreme data, and then say whatever results you want. Accordingly we will manipulate the data. So that's when in professional psychology we need not just one or two researches, we need meta-analysis. Okay, meta means beyond, analysis is research. So if I say that hypnotherapy or hypnosis is proven to be effective for depression, so let us take 100 studies related to hypnosis and this depression, and let us see how many research studies are really proving that it is really effective. Okay, at least 95 studies out of 100 should say that it is really effective. Then it will come into professional psychology. So that's when we say that meta-analysis. In one or two researches, people can manipulate data. If it is really true, in many researches it would be proven. Okay, so that's when we want this meta-analysis. And then this pop psychology ideas, they are often associated with quick fixes, and they'll say that think positive, you can cure cancer. If you are going to think this way, that way, then it will become better. Okay, so this law of attraction, affirmation and all, they'll come under this. Okay, I remember during the Corona time, someone called me and told that every day you tell yourself you are becoming better and better. that is affirmation, okay, but I was undergoing some other problem and I felt really bad when I heard it, okay. Actually I was not becoming better and better, I was feeling very down that time, okay. So they will come up with quick fixes, okay, for almost all the problem, whether it is anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, for everything they will say affirmation or positive thinking. But in professional psychology, it is not like that. There are a lot of complex things, so there will be a lot of ifs and buts. So that's when we need to have a person who has scientifically done the courses and qualified. That person will only be able to do. Okay, and since it is this pop psychology is oversimplified, it can be taught in few minutes. Okay, so for example, if you take this male psychology, female psychology, and all, they say there is a book, right? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Then who are living on Earth? Okay, so people they are from Mars, they are from Venus, they are living on Earth. I don't know. Okay, so if you look at that book, it kinds of say that men are logical and women are emotional. So it is oversimplified. So you will be belonging to some gender when you watch this, right? So if you are a man, you don't have you don't have any emotions, or if you are a female, you don't have any logic. But that's how the book would say. Okay, so it is oversimplified. Then what about LGBTQ community? Okay, so now we don't say that gender is just two. There are so many genders, right? So since it is oversimplified, it can be taught in lesser amount of time. Whereas if you look at professional psychology concepts, if you want to learn about personality itself, there are so many researches, there are so many concepts. It will take a lot of time. So that's when when I say that join our course, it is 100 hours, 200-hour course. They ask why not just for 20 hours or 30 hours? It's not possible because it is professional psychology. It requires a lot of time and it requires a lot of supervision. So I have given some examples of pop psychology concepts here: hypnotism, mesmerism, positive thinking, law of attraction, right brain activation. There are so many. Okay, so handwriting analysis, signature analysis, and all they are saying. So they are not taught in many universities or colleges. Maybe in 1 or 2 universities they might be teaching, but if you look at many universities, they don't teach these things. Okay, I have given NLP also here in brackets because it is on the way from pop psychology to professional psychology slowly. They are slowly doing a lot of meta-analysis and all. But if you look at cognitive behavior therapy, gestalt therapy, transaction analysis, triangular theory of love, whatever I have given here, mostly you would not have heard because they are part of professional psychology. They are very complex to teach. So it is not possible to tell in YouTube shorts or Instagram reels in 30 seconds or 1 minute. It takes a lot of time. It requires a lot of commitment from you and from the trainer also. Okay, so I want you to understand that whatever I am teaching here, that's not part of pop psychology. It is not coming from my personal experience. As a counselor, I want all of you to stick to the scientific things, that is professional psychology. So if you are going to tell things from pop psychology, you will end up in drama triangle. Okay, so this advice and suggestion, they are part of personal helping. You can talk about your personal experience or whatever has been helpful in terms of this hypnotism, mesmerism, or positive thinking. If it has been helpful to you, you can give it to your friend or a family member. But when a client is coming to you, to meet you and get the professional help, I would say never give things from pop psychology, never give things from your personal life. Okay, so when you provide your counseling or psychotherapy or this guidance and all, we get into something called as winner's triangle. That is another triangle. Okay, so I have given winner's triangle here. Okay, so if you look at this, there are also 3 positions: showing vulnerability, care and empower, and then being assertive. Okay, showing vulnerability instead of the victim in drama triangle. Vulnerability means weakness. Okay, so the person is showing vulnerability. The person wants to get some help. So if you look at the drama triangle, someone is going to be just sad, and we'll go and ask, "Are you fine? You are into a relationship, right? So are you fine, or it is broken up, or what?" Okay, so we will go and ask whether they want help, and sometimes they will accept. Sometimes they will get irritated. So that's when we say that whenever people show vulnerability, if they come and ask for help, if you provide help, that help will be valued. So when someone shows vulnerability, you can care. What is this caring? Empathizing, caring and all. So we are not going to say, "Oh, you are 15 years old, don't you know how to choose your subject for 11th standard?" If you say like that, then that is not caring. Okay. So if you care and empathize, then later you can empower. Okay. So that's when we use this career guidance as an example here. So career guidance, guidance is usually to prevent problems. So when someone comes to me for career guidance, I'm not going to simply say that do this course or that course. I'm going to use some psychometric assessments on aptitude, personality, interest. There will be around 200 questions, and based on the test results, I'll write the report. You are more likely to be suitable for these subjects. Okay, I'll never write you are suitable for, because in psychology or in any science you can't say 100%. There are always a possibility for not working. That's when we say p-value 0.05 in psychology. And that means that if we do a research, if something is proven to be 95% true, we will call it as a fact in any social science like psychology. In physical sciences it is 100%, and in medical sciences it is 99%. For example, if a new medicine is found out for corona, if there are 100 people with corona, and if you give that medicine, out of 100 people, for at least 99 people, if it is curing corona, then it will become an approved medicine. Right now we don't have such a medicine, right? So when people come to us for career guidance, I will always write you are more likely to be suitable for this subject, because there are a lot of external factors. Okay, so we are going to look at the aptitude, personality, interest, and then we use the assessment. Then we write the report. Even then I will write you are more likely to be suitable for, because I don't want to be blamed later. Okay, so I tell people career guidance will help you to reduce the confusion. There are 400-500 courses. From that it will reduce the confusion to 20 or 30. But otherwise you need to confuse yourself and then get the clarity from the 20 or 30, because it is your life. Okay, so take the career guidance test as guidance. Okay, so do not take that as a decision making tool. Okay, so we empower the person by telling that we are going to look at your aptitude, personality, interest. Aptitude means your skills, and if you have got some skills already, then you don't have to spend some time in learning the skills, right? So similarly, interest, if you have the interest, you can do a lot of hard work and you don't have to feel bad about working in the late night and all. And then the third thing is personality. So I'm not talking about external personality, I'm talking about the qualities or characters. Okay, so if you look at all these three, then it will be a good career, suitable career can be found out. That's what's proven in many researches. So that's what we are going to tell the person when the person is in 10th standard, for example. The person can understand this idea, and he can use the same aptitude, personality, interest concepts in his 11th and 12th standard, and then choose the subject for college. He doesn't have to come back. If he comes back, fine. But if he does not want to come back also, he has got the idea, so we have empowered him. Okay, so the same thing he can apply in the college studies later, and also he can also probably help others. Okay, so that's when we say empowering. Okay, so we are trying to help the client to become self-dependent. Whereas in drama triangle, they always become dependent on us. Okay, so if we provide something and then it works well, they may come back to us saying that you have been very helpful and you have been always right. I'm a human being, I'm fallible, I cannot be always right. Okay, but people will think like that, and then they will become dependent on us. Whereas in winner's triangle, if you provide guidance, counseling and all, we help the person to become self-dependent. Okay, so sometimes people bring the agenda that cannot be fulfilled by me. That time I will be assertive. What is this assertiveness? Without hurting the other person, without hurting yourself. If you are going to think, feel, behave, then that is being assertive. So some people can ask for something like okay, so my daughter is into an affair, and can you do counseling and then mesmerize her or hypnotize her, and she has to forget about all the memories of that boy. So if they come up with such an agenda, I will be assertive. I will say that it's not possible, because getting into an affair during 10th standard or 12th standard or college time, it is a normal thing, it is not something abnormal. So according to professional psychology, that's how we see it. Okay, so I will be assertive. I'll tell the person that sorry sir, I won't be able to do, because we don't see that to be abnormal, and if your daughter is willing to come for counseling, I can help, but otherwise I won't be able to help. Okay, so why it is called as winner's triangle? Because it is win-win situation for everybody. Nobody will lose. If you look at drama triangle, it's not like that. Someone will lose and that person will try to win later. So it will go on a revenge mode. But here it is not like that. Okay, so that's what we say. Whenever we provide advice, suggestion, we lead to, we go to drama triangle. Whenever we provide professional forms of helping like guidance, counseling, psychotherapy and all, we are coming to this winner's triangle. Okay.